Sorry, I was.
We are live.
What's going on, everyone? Sorry we're a little bit late. I forgot to plug my camera in, and that caused some technical difficulties.
Jeez. So funny.
My bad.
We are old motherfuckers for real.
I was looking, I'm like, why is it not working? I don't get it. And then I remember, oh, I unplugged it earlier. And then I'm looking like, oh, the lack of wire and cord coming from it is not good. So yeah. There we are. So what's going on with you, Alan? How's everything going?
Busy day, but good day. Now I'm just, here ranting. I pissed a bunch of people off on Twitter and all that shit. The normal,
It's pretty much how it goes. That's how we roll.
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot to piss people off about because, I mean, I got to admit, that was an amazing speech by President Donald Trump. I think it was, it had me, I literally found myself tearing up a couple times, especially with that little kid with brain cancer, that DJ kid. That was astounding. You had the girl who got brain damage from volleyball being spiked in her face. You had that, who's the girl who was killed by the illegal immigrant? They have the law.
Laken Riley.
Laken Riley. That was extremely sad, right? Like that was just so hard to watch. And the Democrats, they literally didn't cheer for a kid who beat brain cancer, who was given his dream by being, literally an honorary Secret Service member. I thought, if there's one thing that could bring people together, but then I remember what, Democrats, they don't like kids. They don't like babies. In fact, their main platform is killing babies. So I actually believe it's on brand for them to do that. And I'm not even playing. These people are heartless. If you look through the crowd, and I tweeted this they look like they have no souls. And the little signs were just childish and stupid. It wasn't a good look. It made them look dumb. Whoever gave them that advice was stupid. Then Rep. Al Green got kicked out for causing a ruckus. Trump didn't kick him out. That was Mike Johnson. He was like, just get that bitch out of here. Trump calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas. Pocahontas agrees. That was crazy. I think it was. But what's really crazy is the left is the party of hate. The left is the party of hating women, especially. So here's the video of 19-year-old Peyton McNabb when she had a volleyball spiked into her face by a man, a mentally challenged, mentally ill man, pretending to be a woman to play women's sports.
Yes. And
Emma Vigeland, who's apparently with this Majority Report or whatever, she goes and puts ha, 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 ha. This girl has brain damage. Her life is ruined. Her sporting career is over. I don't care what the reasoning is. Emma, you should be deported. You should be waterboarded. In fact, there are things that I think we should do to people like you that I can't say on YouTube or Twitter or anything, because I don't think someone like you belongs on this planet with someone like me. I don't think you serve in that positive society. I think you're a soulless demon. I think you are literally an agent of Satan. And I wish nothing but the worst for you. And I will never pray for you. I will never, ever accept you into my world. You are a piece of shit. I absolutely despise this woman. I hate this woman. I don't care. Look, in sports, injuries happen. Okay. Now, I just got back from the doctors right now. Both of my sons had injuries that we thought would have to have surgery. Thankfully, My son did not tear his meniscus. It's just a contusion
That's
on
awesome.
meniscus. And Preston, we thought he'd have to have pins put in his elbow. Turns out it's simply a growth plate fracture. Put him in a brace
That's
for
awesome.
put him in a brace for 2 to 4 weeks, and he's back good to go. So, you know, injuries happen in sports. And that's why, you know, I understand more than anyone. You know, my son broke a kid's shoulder in wrestling this year. And I was like, that's terrible. And the mom was upset. And I'm like, you know what? But it can happen to my kid. And it actually kind of did, right? Like, not to that extent, because sports are, there's a lot of force. There's a lot of power. There's a lot of movement. One wrong move and you break something, or you get a concussion.
Yeah.
You could get paralyzed. We had a kid we were helping who's literally was paralyzed in a football game 2 years ago. So I understand that, but to celebrate someone's injury, and the injury could have been prevented, and it's simple.
Yeah.
Men should not be in women's sports, and that's the argument I made. I'm not going to pull up the YouTube video. It was called The Mic Drop on Transgender in Sports. You can look at it on the Tiger Fitness YouTube channel. I think it was 2017 when I brought up the Q angle of the hip, and I brought up that
Right.
you put girls versus boys, you're going to see an ACL injury a game because of the impact that men have running stronger, running faster, versus women who have a 18 to 19 degree difference in the Q angle of their hip, putting more of a valgus on their kneecap. That's gonna make that happen. So I look at these people laughing at a girl's life being not ruined, but altered significantly for the negative. And I think I do not want to share a planet with these people. I do not want to get along with Democrats, because anybody who would vote for someone that Emma Vigeland is a proponent of, that is someone I do not want to share a planet with.
I'd love to meet her husband just to say hi.
I'd love to punch her husband in the face just for being associated with her.
That's why that's how I'd say hi.
Oh, you were trying to escape the YouTube rules. My bad.
Yeah, so I was trying not to lead with violence, Mark. I was trying to grow as a person, you know. That's some fucked up shit, man. Like watching how not only her but the rest of the Democrats acted last night. Like, here's my thing: that you can't applaud a kid cancer survivor. That's so seriously fucked up. And it's not like Trump's speech wasn't wildly popular. For fuck's sake, the CBS poll had it at well over 70% approval.
It's wild.
Like that's the CBS poll had it over 70%. So the Democrats, like, it's like if they win any elections again, it's going to look like it's cheating, because I just don't believe that they will. Like, they're trashing their brand so incredibly fucking hard. It's amazing. They're basically choosing to just be complete opposition. Like, they're not even trying to hide that. They're just like, nope, they want to just like kind of put their hands over their ears and pretend that, Trump's not president. I mean, it's incredible. Maxine Waters accused said that it was a rigged election. Elon Musk rigged the election with his computers. Like,
election denying. I thought election denying was bad.
I think they should throw her in jail for that. I mean, I think they should absolutely just toss her ass in fucking jail for that shit. Because, very frankly, I mean, that's just not acceptable. You can't question it. It's the great lie, right? I'm over this. Like, I'm so over a lot of this shit too. Like, we don't need to be nice no more. That's the fucking problem. Like, the right, even moderates and the right have been way too fucking kind to the leftists. Way too fucking kind. We have literally coddled them to the point where they think that they fucking matter, right? I mean, and we need to be like, no, this is not how it's going to fucking be. It's the same thing we need to do with Canada. Like I posted today, America is finding out right now that we didn't have any alliances. We had dependents. We had people that depended upon us. We don't have alliances, because the very second we decide, hey, we're not going to fucking foot the bill for every motherfucking thing no more, these people are throwing a fucking hissy fit. When we say, if you tariff us, we're going to tariff you in reciprocality, they're like, fuck you. Well, I can't believe you. Like it's wild to me where we're at. Like, people depend way too much on us being way too fucking nice. And that shit's got to stop. It's just gotta. You know, I mean, the sheer fact that we have people barking back at us. I've been arguing with Canadians all day. And by the way, Canadians, one more time, I don't dislike you guys at all. You guys are in the throes of a propaganda-driven fucking drive by your leadership, who has already resigned but still is fucking leading you, by your leadership to destroy your fucking country. You guys realize that? Like, it may impact American prices temporarily until we buy shit from someplace else. But you do realize that a tariff war with us will destroy you. Like, absolutely fucking destroy. You'll be a third world fucking country. All we got to do is wait it out, and then we can come get whatever fuck we want anyway. Because you guys will be begging for it. The same thing that happened, like the leftists are I swear they're gonna fucking side. They would side with somebody trying to overthrow our government, which they have before. That's the thing I think we really need to realize. They have already put themselves in that position, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right. If we had someone invade America, the Democrats would be on their side. That's how this, but they don't like the country. The whole point of the Democrat Party now is to end America as we know it. They do not like capitalism. They do not like freedom of speech. They do not like American exceptionalism. They hate this country, and they want to do everything in their power to get rid of this country. And it was crazy. And I think I told you yesterday, but man, I was talking to one of my business partners, and he was like, it's funny because I'm not even a Republican. And I'm like, neither of us are, dude. We're 90s Democrats. Like we were Clinton Democrats. And even like look down the road, like even Obama was like, and he's obviously, I don't know if he's running shit now. I have no idea. But Obama was a moderate. He was against gay marriage, for fuck's sakes. I'm not even that conservative.
Right.
And now it's gone so far to the left that all of a sudden I'm a fascist right-wing Nazi. Right. I'm so confused, yet my ideals, I've become more anti-war than ever, more isolationist than ever. I'm not as pro-choice as I used to be, but I do, unfortunately, I'm extremely pro-life as a person, but I do not think you could legislate that where it would ever make sense. I wish we could, but at the end of the day, we have to make it safe and rare. And then have term limits. Like if you're about to give birth, no, you shouldn't be able to kill it. If it can sustain life on its own, no, you shouldn't be able to kill it. If you can't make the decision by 12 weeks, adoption is the choice, right? Like, but there is people who are so fat, they don't know they're pregnant. So I don't know. Maybe there's an exception for ultra fat people. But yeah, it perturbs me how much Democrats hate America. And going back to that DJ kid, I thought that one didn't get me as much as the Laken Riley one. Laken Riley, I had tears forming. I'm not even lying. I mean,
well, her death could be almost directly linked to the Biden administration.
The Biden administration should be in jail for her death. I would go further than that. The people who enabled that man to be in this country should all be tried and put into prison.
You know, super disgusting, like super disgusting that that they wouldn't even honor her name. Like, I mean, I just find it so off-putting, man. Like,
I hate the Democrats. I hate these people.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a way to not hate other Americans, but you motherfuckers, because here's the thing, they hate us. Like, that's the thing. Yeah. Mark, how many years have I been saying we just need to get this over with and just get a national divorce before it gets too fucking bad?
I couldn't agree more with you at this point, but I think it's already kind of happened. And the popularity is on our team. And it's always been, but they rigged the elections. Now they have the nerve to say that Trump rigged the elections. I mean, look, here's an example. Here's your fearless Democrat leader, Jasmine Crockett, who is, by the way, this dude, we're not racist, but this bitch is retarded. Like, I don't care if she's white, brown, yellow, green. This is a retarded fucking person. Listen to this.
Right.
First of all, thank you for making the back of my head famous. But second of all, if we could do a sequel, if you could tell Donald Trump anything tonight, what would you tell him?
I would tell him to grow a spine and stop being Putin's hoe.
Really? That is someone we elected for Congress. No decorum. I mean, she's essentially fucking illiterate. Like, this is not a black and white thing. This is a retarded and not retarded thing. Look, for the record, I think Elizabeth Warren is more of a piece of shit than this woman is. Elizabeth Warren, but she's Native American. Oh, by the way, I actually have something pulled up for that. So here's a fun one for you. You know, everybody's mad. Everybody's mad because Trump called her Pocahontas. This is from my buddy Jeff Charles. And Jeff puts it really well. We talked about this last night too. Dems are mad at Trump for calling Elizabeth Warren Pocahontas, but they weren't mad at her pretending to be a Native American, where she stole scholarships and opportunities from actual Native Americans. That's not a problem. Look, I guarantee you, 90% of you white folk or any folk watching this have more Native American in you than Pocahontas. I don't, because my family hasn't been in America that long. But I mean, seriously, they're mad at, like, how about you're mad at the bitch for pretending to be Native American? She deserves to be ridiculed and shamed. And the fact that she keeps winning, really? You're going to talk about the election where Trump won by an overwhelming majority popularity vote, and you're also going to tell me that she's winning fair and square after lying and stealing scholarships from actual people who could have gotten those DEI, so to speak, or affirmative action into school. She lied and rigged the system, yet that's okay with the Democrats because she's on their team. Yeah,
it's so messed up. Like, we're at such a wild spot. It's, again, like, this is why we can't, like, we're not going to be able to coexist. Like, these, no. RFK says this one thing, like, if we can't come together about the health of our children, we're not going to be able to come together. Well, we can't. I mean, we clearly can't. Like, if Trump says, "Hey, let's make kids healthy again," they'll be like, "No, fuck those kids." Like, I mean, I really believe that. They'll be like, "Oh, fuck them." No, they won't do it. I mean, and they practically are saying that right now anyway. I mean, half these people think that if a little boy thinks that he's a girl, we should immediately give him estrogen and chop his fucking penis off. Like, it's weird. It's very strange, right? And how are we going to divvy the states up? You know, like, and frankly, here's my thing. We shouldn't have to, because the vast majority of the land around the cities is red. The vast fucking majority. It's already kind of happened, Alan. I mean, we already have separation. If you want to go and kill babies and chop your kid's penis off, you can move to California, you can move to Maine, you can move to Massachusetts. But if you want to live in a good state, which people are still moving to in mass, you move to an Alabama, you move to a Tennessee, you move to a Florida, you move to a Texas. So it's just no one is flocking to California anymore. That used to be the land of milk and honey. Everybody moved to California. Like, that's why my family moved to California, because the opportunity is gone. You can't afford to live and do anything in California now. It's completely unreasonable to establish a life in California because it's just not sustainable with the cost of living. So I just look at it like, I think we've already had the national divorce. I think that COVID caused that. I think the mass migration of conservatives to states that did not force unconstitutional lockdowns, I think that is what pretty much did it. And you're seeing that in elections. You're seeing that now. And you're going to see it even more, especially once you start getting rid of these illegals. Man, the demographic shift is going to be insane. Yeah, that'll be interesting, especially because there's a lot of states where like AOC probably got elected because of illegals. Like, illegals can vote in their local elections. She got elected because no one voted. So she lived, there's 150,000 conservative voters in her district, and she literally won by like 30,000 votes. They didn't vote. Like, conservatives don't vote. And the difference is, this election, the economy got so bad, the shit was so bad that people actually went and voted. That's what happened. Biden was so terrible that people who were apolitical became political. And also, we're allowed to say we support Trump now. I saw more Trump shirts and hats at the Arnold than I saw
supplement company shirts and shirts, and you never see that. I saw more. This is one observation I made. You know what group of people was wearing MAGA hats at the Arnold more than any other group?
What's that?
Blacks.
Wow.
I saw more
awesome.
black people wearing MAGA hats at the Arnold. And granted, it's a weird section, right? Lifting fitness has always been libertarian, conservative leaning. So that is a very, very skewed demographic, right? Where the black people who tend to be in fitness are not going to be normal in their voting patterns as compared to the rest of their demographic. Does that make sense without sounding racist? So it was something I noticed, and I'm like, I've been pointing out to Cammie, my daughter, I'm like, did you notice there's a lot of black dudes in MAGA hats? She's like, yeah, I noticed that. It was crazy because I think it's almost, you used to be like, I can't wear this hat, but now it's like, fuck you. I'm wearing this hat. Yeah. And if you want to do something like, and these guys weren't small dudes, like, yeah, nobody's fucking with a big black dude in a MAGA hat.
Well, and I mean, it was so strange. Like me and you talked about it years ago, how they made it like socially unacceptable to even like talk about that you supported Trump. I mean, for fuck's sake, in 2021, they were talking about how they're going to reprogram Trump voters. Like maybe they need camps and shit like that. Like these people have spoken so much wild shit that everybody has forgotten about that it's insane. But that I think is the thing where I think they pushed it so far. Their hatred of one dude, they hate him so bad. And I don't know, at this stage, I don't know if he's purposely fueling it to make them look crazier or if they are just totally off the reservation. But they hate Trump so fucking bad. It is so irrational.
He feels it. During the speech last night, by the way, I started falling asleep at the end. I had to call it quits early. It was a long day. I wake up really early. I'm like, guys, I got to tap out at 10 and 10 Central. And, you know, he does because he was talking right to them. And when he was talking about, they're like, these people right there, the Democrats, they let in all the illegals, all the rapists and the murderers. And it was awesome. It was awesome. That speech was so good. It was so motivating. And to see that over 70% of the country agrees with me that it was a great speech, that they agree with it, that it makes them excited to be American. This is the first time, like, I say this, like the day, it was a Friday after the Thursday the election was basically called for Trump. Mm-hmm. And I was watching Paige play at home, and they always have their band play the national anthem. And for some reason that night, I'm standing by the guy who coaches the freshman team. We always kind of hung out together. I'm like, hey, bro. And he's one of us. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hey, did that hit a little bit harder? He's like, yes, it did. That was amazing. Like there's this sense of nationalism and pride that I haven't felt since we started hating brown people in the 90s. Like for you guys who aren't old enough watching this, so I'm not talking about 9/11. I'm talking about Desert Shield, not even Desert Storm. You remember Desert Shield. Mm-hmm. Everybody, didn't matter where you went in the country, everybody had an American flag somewhere on their car, on the antenna, waving around those little flags. They must have sold billions of those fucking things. We had one, like it was, and we lived right by Edwards Air Force Base in the high desert in California. And I remember the sense of American pride that we had. And for some reason, I haven't felt that. 9/11, you saw it, right? But 9/11, I was apolitical. I just wanted to go to work and not die. I didn't care.
Right.
I'm like, oh, some shit got bombed. I got to go to work. You know, that's where I was at that point in my life. I had shit to do. No bombing was gonna deter me from making my path and raising a family, right?
Right.
I was like, oh shit. And it was my company that New York, I literally worked for the company that got the anthrax threats, American media.
Yep.
It was our New York office. So I was literally involved in the company that went famous for getting the anthrax letter. I still didn't give a fuck. I'm like, is everything all right? Cool. I got work to do, man. I got to sell some shit. Like, bro, you know, when I set on a mission, you cannot deter me.
I know. Trust me.
Bag, homie. I gotta get the bag. So
yeah, hell yeah.
But the sense of national pride, I see right now. And I've been all over to wrestling tournaments in Colorado, in Indiana, all over. I've been traveling for work everywhere. Bro, this is the America that I love. And I go everywhere from Boston to Maine to New Hampshire to Ohio to Florida to California. You're seeing more American shit. It might not say MAGA, but people wear like the, don't tread on me shit. It's everywhere. People love this country again. We are proud to be American again, and I am fucking here for it.
Well, I am too. But you know who's not proud to be an American? I think.
Segue.
Rachel Maddow. Rachel Maddow.
Okay, she's another woman that I wouldn't mind not sharing this earth with.
Yeah. So this is Rachel Maddow describes Trump's praising of a 13-year-old cancer survivor as disgusting.
For the record, and this is disgusting, the president made a spectacle out of praising a young man who's thus far survived pediatric cancer, as if the president had something to do with that. This was in the midst of him praising Doge. The Doge cuts, among other things, have cut off funding for ongoing research into pediatric cancer.
Which it hasn't. She's lying. And also, I don't think she has the backstory on that, Alan. And I didn't either. I just thought it was cool that we're recognizing Americans who are overcoming tragedy, right? But here's something, and if this doesn't tug at your heart, I'm going to punch you in the face. And Alan's going to kick you after you fall. Okay, so last year, DJ Daniel was harassed and made fun of by a group of people because of a police outfit. So here's the backstory. This kid really wants to be a cop. He loves police officers. He loves service. He loves his country. He loves his community. He's very proud. And no, it's not because, we're going to just put the little black kid and make it look like we're not racist. No. I really don't think Trump sees color. He sees an American child who really wants to do good in this world, because when you've come close to death, and Alan, I'm sure you've come close to death a few times, and I've had my run-ins, it brings you closer to what really matters and what your goals are, and also altruism and greatness and your community and your country. And I think this kid is extremely fortunate. And yes, I said fortunate, at such a young age to understand that the world is about more than just material things and taking care of yourself. The world is about serving. The world is about giving back. The world is about being a good person. And because he was this close to death, he understands that more than any of us ever could. But watch what these animals, and no, I'm not being racist. These are fucking animals. I don't care what color they are. They are fucking pigs. They are worse than pigs. They are fucking, again, I do not want to share a planet with these people. I don't care how that happens. I do not want them on this planet. I'm not leaving this planet because I'm pretty fucking awesome. These people, these fucking people, they do not belong on this planet. Watch this. Here's a cute kid doing his shit.
Oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky.
Animals. Fucking animals. That's not racism. These are fucking animals. I'm hedging my bets that someone's going to say, "Are you saying that because they're black?" No, I'm saying that because they're fucking animals.
Yeah.
They're fucking animals. Look at this. Who would do that to a child?
For real. Sir. Arrest her.
What's she supposed to be doing? A riggy dance?
Arrest her. Well, oh, baby, you can't arrest me. You too cocky.
And tonight, DJ, we're going to do you the biggest honor of them all. I am asking our new Secret Service Director, Sean Curran, to officially make you an agent of the United States Secret Service.
Look at his face.
Democrats did not clap.
Nope.
Every single Democrat there who didn't clap, fuck you. From the bottom of my heart, fuck you, and I hope the worst happens to you. I wish the worst upon you. I wish that it ends in a eternity in hell where you can burn in hell with Satan and you can fucking break cold, whatever the fuck happens in hell. I hope you have double. You clap for that fucking child.
No shit. What a cool fucking thing. America's back, you know?
Hey, you know what? I don't even that and
Fills
that
me
dad,
up, for real.
that dad, what a man. Like, what a man. This kid, like, look, dude, like, I always play shit off like it'll make him tougher, it'll make him stronger. Dude, nothing's worse than your child being hurt, right?
Nothing.
Imagine your child having brain cancer, right? Like, this guy and Trump put that kid on a pedestal. And this Rachel Maddow cunt, she has the fucking nerve to say that that's disgusting. You know what's disgusting? Your fucking face, you stupid, ugly cunt. And they're paying her millions of dollars to be such a mean-spirited piece of shit. If Joe Biden did this for a child, I'd be like, I don't like Joe Biden. I think he's evil. But that's a good fucking guy. That's a good move. Thank you. We would say that. You guys who've been watching this program for a long time, you know that we will call a spade. And we would say, Joe Biden, that was fucking awesome. Thank you for doing that. You're still a piece of shit, but that was fucking awesome.
Just along those lines, I wish that a lot of the people that talk this shit online, I wish that, I mean, it's not in public, dude. Like almost never is it in, like, it's all social media driven. Maybe we could, I just wish you guys would have the same energy, like in real life, right? Like, let's hash this shit out. Because again, it's either natural divorce, like actually split shit up, because we have two so dichotomous views, right? That we have people that will not applaud a 13-year-old cancer survivor because Donald Trump did something for the kid. Like, that is so radically fucked up, dude. That is so radically fucked up. You people are horrible individuals. We can't coexist. Like, there's not, if you can get behind that, and I'm hoping that the Democratic Party watched that last night, especially with the CBS poll, dude, I'm hoping that a lot of people are like, what the fuck? You know, like these people are horrible fucking people. You're obstructionists about trying this. Very clearly, America has gotten better in many regards already, right? The border is fucking closed, basically. It's like, I mean, they could have done it the whole fucking time. They didn't do it. The border is finally fucking closed. I understand many of you, for some reason, think that we shouldn't be deporting people who came here illegally to fucking mooch off of us, but we are $37 trillion in debt, and these motherfuckers gots to fucking go, right?
Yeah.
They gotta go. I mean, it's beyond anything. I know that people are upset about the whole Canada thing and the tariff thing. These people tariff the fuck out of us. I saw somebody be like, well, some of these tariffs are only after, if they use so much, then the extra tax goes in. First of all, fuck you on that. But secondly, Mark and I both know, and you can ask almost any business owner in America doing business in Canada, like actually anything that's not intellectual property, that's not actual like online property, doing business in Canada is financially,
it's impossible.
Almost fucking possible.
Yeah. I talked to PDB about it. He owned a huge baby formula company. And I was like, I couldn't, I had to stop doing business in Canada. And at one point I was doing a few million in Canada, which might not be a lot to some of you, but it was a lot to me. And, and PD ran a multi-million dollar brand. And he's like, we just stopped doing business in Canada. And it's not that big of a deal. The thing is, people overestimate what Canada does. To put it in perspective, the reason it didn't bother me is Canada is about the size for business of Texas. So if I wasn't able to do business in Texas, I'd just be like, cool, there's 49 other states, right? Like, California is a tougher nut because that's a huge economy. That's why we deal with all the lawsuits. Last year I spent nearly 7 figures on lawsuits in California.
Jesus.
For shit I didn't do wrong, just because they can. It's these class action ambulance chaser lawsuits. You wouldn't even, I can, anyway, that's for another day. Texas is not California scale of economy. You can get rid of Texas and you'd be fine. That's Canada. Except in Texas, I actually make money. In Canada, I lose money. So we don't need Canada. But he's like, oh, it's going to hurt your economy. No, Trudeau, it's really not. A lot of us, the imports. We don't import much. It's less than 1% of our GDP. And look, why the fuck are we buying electricity from fucking Canada? There's a problem. Well, okay, that's the states. That is a state problem. Why are we relying on another country? Let them fucking go dark. Look, fucking use wind and solar. They're all liberal fucking things. Michigan, it's the states that are retarded. Do you really think Texas would allow Mexico to control their ability to have power? Really?
Fucking wild.
Are you fucking kidding me? You're relying. Oh, we're just gonna shut off the power to America. Look, man. You guys are fucking retarded. I don't care if they're an ally. Shit changes. You don't, by any means, have your electricity run by a foreign nation. What? Michigan, New York, and Minnesota. All shitholes.
It's wild to me, dude. It's wild to me, like how that Doug Ford was like, we'll shut off their power. Bro, I'm gonna let you know that's almost a declaration of war. Like you want to do that to us? And I mean this, and I don't want this to happen, but
I do.
You guys should check your government, like Canadians. You guys should check your government real quick, because if they would do something like that, we could just come take whatever the fuck we wanted, and you couldn't do a goddamn thing about it.
What would they do? Like if Trump said, you know what? We're going to send the military. We're turning that electric on. And what the fuck are you going to do? Are you going to send your mounted police? Really? Like, let's be real.
I've heard people be like, well, what about all the other allies? Fucking bring it. Because here's the thing. Do you know what's a very true statement is? They're dependent upon us. Yes. That's why they're pissed. They're all dependent upon us. All their militaries, like without us, they are nobody. And they know that. I think that's why they're freaking a little bit over in fucking Europe, because frankly, when Trump's like, we do business with China, a lot of business with China. To not do business with Russia is stupid. It's fucking moronic. And most of fucking Europe still buys Russian oil. So fuck off. Everybody fuck off.
They buy a ton. That's most of their oil. Trump brought it up in the speech yesterday. Like, they're still buying Russian oil. Like, really, guys? Yeah. Really? Like, you're going to lecture us when you're literally buying all your oil from Russia? Like, how does any of this make sense? Look, I'll say this right now. Russia is not an enemy. I don't give a fuck. The Russia-Ukraine thing is deeper than we think. Mm-hmm. The areas that Ukraine wants to keep, those areas, they don't want to be Ukrainian. They want to be Russian. These are Russian areas, and Russia needs that trading post. And at the end of the day, Russia's bigger and stronger, and that's how the world works. If you're not strong, you will get conquered. That's how all these countries exist in the first place. So, look, not our fucking problem. Russia, look, dude, Putin and everybody brings up, dude, George W. Bush used to golf with Putin. They were like homies. They would hang out. They would get dinner. They were boys, right? Like, Trump should be golfing with the fucking president of China. He should be golfing with the fucking president of Russia. He should be golfing with King Kim Jong-un. Why can't we have good relationships with the people who could fuck us up the most? Instead, we want to be allies with these shithole countries, these shit show countries that can't do fuck all to fucking defend us. Dude, if China wants to fuck anyone up, they can. And if US doesn't have their back, they're done in a day. If Russia wants to fuck Ukraine up, they could do it tomorrow. Russia's taken their time out of respect for us. Putin could have leveled 100%. That shit on day one. If anything shows that Putin is not a loose cannon, the fact that Ukraine still exists.
Oh yeah, they've showed wild restraint during this.
I'd have fucked him up a long time ago.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because
I'm not saying he did the right move. I'm saying that if I was, I'll be like, oh, y'all. It's like, It's like when your kid like starts beating you when you're going half speed, and they're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna take him out." You fucking slam him. I got you. I'm still stronger. I can't do that anymore, by the way.
No, I'm a big believer. I'm a big believer. If there's gonna be conflict, end it fucking fast as fuck.
Yeah, but
fast and decisive.
Putin is slow rolling this because of respect for the USA.
I believe so too. My thing is, and I agree 100% with what you said a couple minutes ago. Like, these people are like, oh, he talks to Putin. Would you prefer him not? Because do you realize that means most of you are going to enter into a world that's very fucking dangerous, right? If we do not have relations with the other superpowers, we are a superpower still, even though we are broke, we're a superpower. If we do not have like kind relations with them, that's how the fucking world ends. Like, if France is mad at us, so
what are they gonna do?
UK's pissed at us. We fucked you guys up already. Why the fuck would we care?
And we saved their ass a couple times.
You guys allow rape gangs and arrest people for fucking memes. Fuck off. Why are we aligned? Like, why are we even we should not be allianced with people like that. If they don't want us being in an alliance with Russia, we shouldn't be in an alliance with the UK. The UK has literally arrested people at a higher propensity, way higher propensity when you consider it per capita, for voice, like not voice, but for speech, like infringements. You know, the UK is not any better than Russia right now. As a matter of fact, I don't hear about rape gangs in Russia.
Agree or disagree? Agree or disagree? We have more in common with Russia than we do with the UK.
Oh, way more. I agree.
I think Russia would be a better ally. I think we're on the wrong fucking team. I honestly think we should just form an alliance with China and Russia, our greatest trading partners. Everybody else is just a fucking parasite. France, parasite. UK, parasite. Fucking old Canada, fucking parasite. Dude, Russia's right next to Canada. Fucking take them over. I don't give a fuck, dude. Russia is not an enemy. Now, they're not an ally, but I don't see why we need to keep up this Cold War fucking bad guy. Fucking Russia's bad. Dude, get the fuck over it. Get over it, dude. Like, we need these people. They have natural resources. And honestly, like, when shit got fucked up in World War II, who had our fucking back? Russia. Yet we're allies with fucking Germany now?
Yeah, no shit.
Dude, Russia got fucked up in World War II. Like, they took the hit. Dude, they fucked up those fucking Nazis, man. The Russians didn't give a fuck. Bro, they were out there. They're like, dude, we wrestle bears. Bring on the fucking Nazis. They had a fucking bottle of vodka in one hand, you know, a fucking like axe in the other hand. They were like, fuck it. And they were just fucking Russians. Dude, I'm biased, right? I've always had respect for Russian athletes.
Yeah, they're amazing.
They're the greatest wrestler of all time is Russian, right? Like, the guy was undefeated until his last match where he lost to an American, right? I mean, I was watching his videos of the kid. He invented his own move, just dominated people. Russians are built different. And dude, I have nothing but respect for Russians. Does that mean I'm a Putin? No, I just think, look, man. So there was a time a while ago where this guy kept suing me for a lot of things, right? And I'm like, we got to stop getting sued by this guy. It's getting really fucking annoying. So I'm like, hey, dude, let's talk. So we had a meeting, sat down, and he's the enemy, right? I'm like, dude, instead of like this, why don't we just make money together? Like, let's do business together. So we started doing business together, and we both made each other money. It was awesome. But we stopped fighting because we were working towards something. Now, do we align philosophically?
Right.
No. Do we align as in no? But to make each other successful, we got along. Why can't we do that with Russia? Why can't we do that? We need China. We need China. We just need fucking China. One is, you know why we should have them as a friend? Because they have a billion fucking people they don't give a fuck about. So if we went to war with them, They have more people they can fucking send. They could kill 1 for every 10, and we'll be fucking shit on.
Yeah.
So you got to think about things in survival terms. And why are we allied with some weak fucking Euro cucks? We could fucking have Russians who wrestle bears. That's just my
I agree with you.
I
agree with you.
This might get me canceled, but I don't care. I'm not saying that Russia was right to go into Ukraine. I'm saying I get it.
No.
I understand why they did it. I understand would I have done it? I don't know. I don't lead Russia. But if you don't understand why the fuck Russia did it, then you're fucking dumb. If we were in the same situation as Russia, America would do the same fucking thing to protect our country.
If I will tell you this right the fuck now. If there was a BRICS base, like the BRICS Union, if they built a military base in Canada by our border, we would fuck them up.
Maybe we should encourage that.
we would fuck them up. But I'm with you, man. Like here's what, first of all, for people that understand this, you don't need to be a fan of Putin. Not all Russians, like Russian people are people.
They're amazing.
I coach a bunch of Russian people. I lived in Myrtle Beach. It's a huge Russian immigrant town. Huge. They're great fucking people. They're really fucking nice. And very frankly, our lives are way closer. Our lives are way more alike than what people think. Way more alike, right? And you don't need to like Putin. I'm not a huge fucking fan either. I'm not. I'm not. However, we should absolutely be in some sort of alliance agreement with them. They are a major player. We buy a ton of shit from them. We buy a ton of oil from them already. Just the same way we should be in some sort of alliance with China. They have, if we want them to not do shit, the best way is, hey, let's work together. Let's all make money. Let's all become powerful. If we view these people as enemies, they are going to act as enemies. That's the thing. Right now, Canada is, when we decided to tariff Canada back, basically, I see a bunch of Canadians just listening to their propaganda because you guys don't actually have fucking news. You have literally what Trudeau wants you to fucking see. But I see a bunch of you motherfuckers treating us like we're the enemy. That is really goddamn stupid of you. The few things like the potash. People are like, well, we get 80% of our potash from Canada. If they stop that, we won't be able to grow crops. Well, very frankly, we can buy potash from somebody else and fuck you guys up. Like, if we stop buying your shit and have to go find that shit that we're buying from someplace else and never buy it from you again, we will just be able to walk up there and take whatever the fuck we want after about a year. You guys realize that, right? Like, if we stopped buying shit from you, your entire fucking country would collapse in a fucking year. Yeah,
and to add on to that, so we buy 80% of our potash, whatever, right?
Yeah.
That means that they're not going to sell that fucking potash.
Yeah.
So their economy is going to be fucked. It goes both ways, right? I don't honestly, fuck Canada. I don't fucking care. I am biased though because they fucked me. That country has fucked me so fucking hard. So here's a story. One time we had something caught in customs that was, by the way, fine to go through customs. And they sent us back a pallet, not of our product that was returned, but a pallet of lotion. I'm guessing the message was go fuck yourself. But
that's definitely fucked up. That's definitely them trying to send you a message.
Well, the good news is I didn't have to buy lotion for like 10 years. My entire company was totally moisturized. The bad news is I lost about $40,000 in product. So I guess it's an even trade, and you can't get it back.
Yeah.
I hate Canada. Not the Canadian people. Like, Canadian people are okay. They're fine.
Yeah, I have a lot of coaching clients that are Canadian people too. And very frankly, I actually had one or two voice like some frustration about our government to me. And I'm like, well, I got to tell you though, like, what are you going to do about it? Like, I mean, like, you guys need to, like, you guys should not be fucking with us. Like, Trump said, do this or we're going to tariff you. You guys didn't do it. So now you're getting tariffed, not even at the same rate that you are tariffing us. And you guys are fucking pissy. And they're like, well, why should we have to do it? Because we told you to. And very frankly, we could fuck you up.
Yeah,
like, I mean, like, the people don't.
Yeah. At the Ambrosia event,
rules.
at the Ambrosia lifting event Friday night, we had a family of, there were 4 people from Canada. And I'm like, and I don't get political in these things. It's a fit. Nobody there knows I even do politics, right? And they're like, I'm like, hey, so what do you think? You want to be our 51st state? She's like, oh God, please take us over. We will. We want you guys to take us. So we fucking hate these people. I'm like, well, fuck yeah, we got some based fucking Canadians here. Oh, but they can't talk. Look what happened to the truckers convoy. They froze their bank accounts. They put them in prison. I mean, dude, Canadians are afraid because the government is tyrannical. The government is not a democracy. Canada is a democracy, does not freeze bank accounts because of a protest.
Nope.
So we're supposed to not like China because they're not democratic, but yet Canada can throw people in prison for exercising what we consider a right. And we're okay with that because what? They're majority white. Like, I want to know what the difference is. Why is it that Ukraine can be a complete fucking communist shithole that doesn't hold elections, yet it's okay. Yet China, they're communists. They're the devil. What's the difference? Dude, Russia just had an election in 2024. Oh, it was rigged. I'm like, where do we have room to talk? Even the Democrats are saying elections are rigged now. So the Democrats are like, well, their election was rigged. I'm like, you just said ours was rigged. What makes us different from Russia? Well, Trump's Hitler. Oh, well, you made your point. You made your point. Yeah, I guess you're right. You fucking retard.
I mean, absolutely. Like, that's so poignant. It's just
so.
Fucking...
Hitler doesn't mean anything. Nazi doesn't mean anything. It's just fucking word salad. Who fucking cares? Call me Hitler. Call me Nazi. Call me a racist. I don't fucking care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. And literally, like, I'm not that white guy who says I'm not racist, but I really don't give a fuck about race. I talk shit about everyone.
Everybody.
Nobody is immune, dude. You know who I really hate? And you know, I got in trouble. So I was on the Jewish podcast I was on.
Yeah.
And like, she was interviewed by like this a Jewish newspaper or some shit. And they were really mad at her because she platformed me because they called me anti-Semitic and misogynistic due to that episode. Because I said I don't like white liberal Jews. I think liberal reform Jews are the worst.
Yeah.
I just
do.
How
does that make you misogynistic?
What did I say that was misogynistic? I said Jewish women.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm biased against Jewish women.
Oh.
They're all on fucking SSRIs. Like, I've never met a Jewish woman not on some kind of psych med. I'm not playing. Like, I'll tell you a story later that I can't say, and you'll be like, oh. There's dude, like, even my mother was a crazy ass Jewish woman on psych meds, right? Like, so I have some mommy issues. But I call it like it is. Like, that's why people like, oh, you're pro-Israel. No, I'm pro-America. But people think that, no, I'll talk shit about my own fucking people. Because I just call it like it is. If Jews do some dumb shit, or a majority of Jews, or a couple Jews, or one Jew, I'll be like, that was a dumb fucking move, Jew. Don't do that.
Jew. You know, what up, Jew?
I just, it's crazy, right? Like, I will call it like it is. And I'm actually worse towards my own people. Because they can't really. I mean, I'm literally like first generation American Jew. Like, I got the card, like I got the pass. But I'm also not going to say that like the Jews cause every world. That's retarded. I'm not saying that because I'm Jewish. I'm saying it because I'm not retarded. Everybody who's like the Jews don't. No, they don't. It's just really rich, powerful, evil people who happen to have a fucking last name that ends in Berg.
Yeah, that's what it is too. Or something.
Stein,
Epstein, something. Yeah. You know, the thing about it is, though, the weird thing is what you said is like, she was like, why would you platform him? I find that to be one of the weakest pussy ass fucking arguments of our time. Like, why would you platform somebody like that? Because, it doesn't change minds by not hearing them talk, right? It's the same thing as freedom of speech, right? I'm a big believer in we should just let it fly. If somebody's going to be racist, they should feel very comfortable to speak their racism right in front of me. That way I know they're a fucking racist, right?
Yes.
If somebody's, I would much prefer, like I always talk about this shit, right? Like I grew up in Pittsburgh, and then I moved down to South Carolina for many years. I've lived more of my life in the South than I did growing up in the North, right? And I'm very happy about that. I consider myself a Florida man. I'm a cracker. You call me whatever you want, right? But we moved, so everybody's like, oh, the South is so racist. South is so racist. Gotta be honest, I didn't fucking see it, even in South Carolina. Did I meet a few racist people? Yeah, of course, because because you occasionally meet them, right? But then I moved back up north because my parents weren't, my mother wasn't doing too great, and I wanted to make sure just in case something happened, we were there. And business took me up there. I got a job with a different company for a lot more money, so we're going, right? And it just so happens it's in Pittsburgh, so fuck, that's awesome. I can live by my parents, right? The overt but in code racism by so many people up north is ridiculous. They make up different words for black people when black people aren't around. They call black people Canadians.
They call them Canadians.
Yeah, they call them Canadian. Yeah,
that's the thing.
That's so fucked up. Like, you people are so fucking racist. It's wild. You have no room to talk shit about people in the South being racist when you motherfuckers are racist as fuck up there. And like, move back down south, and it's the same thing. Like, dude, like I live in the country. The farm over here is owned by a black couple, just moved in, great fucking people. Behind me, I don't even know what national they are, but they're ain't white. Like a couple white dudes over here, a couple white dudes over here. That dude owns a donkey and a potato gun. I don't know what the fuck up.
Oh yeah, I remember the potato gun. That's awesome.
Yeah. And then the people that live right up here, just a white guy, I think, married to an Asian woman, and fucking it is a melting pot down here, right?
Yeah, that's
nobody gives a fuck, right? But I would much rather know that people are racist. I would much rather us talk about shit. And this whole, I can't believe you gave him a platform. Like, people were mad at the PBD guy for giving Andrew Tate a platform, right? Let him talk. Like, you don't understand. Let him talk. And people are like, well, he's going to influence young minds. If your child is so stupid that they think that they're going to be like, that they would follow Andrew Tate or somebody like that, and you can't talk them out of it. You can't have the conversation of like, well, here's why maybe you don't want to emulate everything he does. If that's the case, you've failed, right? I mean, like,
I listen. I talked to my son about Andrew Tate. Listen to him, and I'm Andrew Tate follows me, and I follow him back. And he's had some issues with PDB. He went out of line and talked about PD's kid. I'm not happy with that. I'm not. I think that's horrible, but like, I'm not going to do a separate video calling out Andrew Tate. There's no point. Let people make their decision. Just like I had that issue with one of my business partners getting in some beef. Everyone's like, "Where's your video?" I'm like, "Dude, no. There's certain things I could opine on, but not this. This is not it, right? Like, let them battle it out in the public view, and I'm going to stay neutral. Although I do on the daughter that obviously PDB's right. PDB's right about that.
I recently saw a video of Tate beating some girl with a belt. So I can't.
I mean, sometimes
you
Katie gets out of line. I beat the shit out of her. But
dude, no, you.
She was asking for it. No, I'm kidding. I don't.
No, you do not. You do
not. No, I could not hit my wife because, look, I have this thing that humans should have called empathy. Like, I couldn't ever hit my wife because it would hurt her, and I wouldn't be able to live with myself. Like, so. Right. I don't understand. Like, there was another video that came out from 2023 of a New York Jets receiver at the time just beating the shit out of his girlfriend.
God,
I don't understand how people can do that. Because, like, first of all, it's unfair. Like, my wife cannot fucking fight. She's never been in a fight. Right. I have thousands of rounds sparring, and I'm quite strong.
Now,
it's
I will
just
say
not a
this:
fair
your
fight.
your wife is Italian, so I bet you she could fuck you up with a wooden spoon.
No, she's not allowed to. We have old plastic spoons. We don't do wooden spoons. We keep those away from her.
Well, I'm telling you, keep them away from her because
I'd rather have microplastics than fucking her in a wooden spoon. but no, I mean, my wife's just a sweet woman, man. She's not. I couldn't hit her. Like, I mean, I've been mad at her. We've been married for a long time. Like, yeah, we've been pissed at each other, but it never crossed my mind to fight her. Like, just like I never understood hitting my kids. Like, they're smaller than me. That's unfair. Like, it's not a fair fight. Like, although Thomas could probably beat me up now, it would definitely not be, it wouldn't be a runaway fight. He'd definitely get a couple shots in. And I trained him that way. Nah, he would punch me. He's way faster. Like, he was a competitor. He has a win-loss record in boxing, and he's a state placer wrestler. I'm going to get hit at least a couple times, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah, but that's why you punch him in the throat.
I'm not punching my kid in the throat. I'm not even fucking with him anymore. Last time we play wrestled, he slammed me onto a hardwood floor. I'm done, bro. I'm retired from that shit. But yeah, I mean, awesome. I don't understand. I don't understand how a man can hit a woman. Now, I understand if a woman's attacking you, a woman you're not married to, you don't love, how you can, defend yourself. Like, if a woman starts hitting me in the face in a parking lot, I'm going to probably knock her out. Right? I'm going to try and restrain her. By all means, if a woman hits me, I'm going to try and restrain her and end it. There's no that would be my thing. If you see these videos, these women just hitting guys, and I'm going to try my best not to hit a woman. Now, if she's a good fighter, I'm going to have to hit her back. But if it's just a normal woman hitting like this, and if a woman who fights comes in and starts doing this, I'm like, oh shit. Right? But I'm not hitting. If a woman starts, I'm going to just go around back and restrain her until she calms the fuck down, because it's just, but yeah, back to Tate, we listen to, look, man, like, my kid has TikTok and he has YouTube. I don't filter that. I don't, but I discuss it with him. And we have that relationship. That whole banning social media for kids, how about you just don't give them a fucking phone? Or you put restrictions and limits. There are apps that you can say, no, they can't look at this. No, they can't look at that. But where does the government get off telling me that I can't let my kid use Instagram to promote themselves?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
Fuck that. I don't want the government involved in me. I will raise my children. And look, I've done a fucking great job. Everybody who talked to my daughter at the Arnold's like, holy shit, this girl is amazing. Like, what the fuck? How did you do that? Like, dude, I had more people ask me for parenting advice. I'm like, I don't know. I curse a lot, but they played sports. I don't know what the fuck I did, but my kids they never had boundaries. But they knew their boundaries and they followed them because I parent. Hey, if you do this, this is what happens. And you follow through on it. I'm not their friend. I'm not my kid's friend, but I'm going to give them this thing right here. And I'm going to tell them what's good and what's bad. And if they have questions, they're going to ask me. And then I'll be like, hey, don't watch that shit again. All right, Dad, no problem. And I know they won't. Because they know I can look at their history, and I've never had to. Right. Because I trust my kids, because my kids are good, because I haven't raised assholes. I've raised good young people.
Well, that's what I was saying before. Like we should the you don't deserve a platform. I think everybody deserves a platform. Everybody should have free speech, and then people decide from there. But who decides who gets because once you start deciding who gets platformed, that's a very fucking dangerous, slippery slope that we've all lived through. Like, we've all lived for that shit. So that's why I'm all for fucking free speech. I will
platform. Look, I don't care who. I'll have Nick Fuentes on here. I'll have anybody. Even on my fitness podcast, I've had a bunch of people I might not align with, but you know what? And people are like, why didn't you push back on that? I'm like, because then no one would come on my podcast. It's for them to speak and you to decide. And a lot of people, and granted, I interviewed Kareth, who kicked my ass in New York Pro, and I just loved it. I was like, all right, tell me how you look so good and how you're so good at life. And I found out that he was a fucking professional bobsledder at one point. I had no idea. I'm like, this is amazing. So I'm not even faking. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking cool. I'm like jumping up and down. So, dude, everybody deserves a platform. We can't censor, and you're not gonna look. If we don't like, we want to have those discussions, and we always try to be nice. But like, yeah, there's been times when Alan and I have gotten into debates with people who just say retarded shit, and we're like, come on, like.
Yeah.
Like there was one, I'm not saying she's retarded, but we had that one lady on. I love her. We follow each other. She's like, hey, you don't have to pay taxes. I'm like, I'm not trying that. Oh no, all you have to do is this. I'm like, I'm not going to be the one.
Yeah. My point was, what if they don't care about the laws? They don't care about the rules.
Yeah.
Like at that, especially at that time, like they were just like arbitrarily making shit up. You know, so
well, dude, they will make up charges. Like, look at what they did for January 6th. And by the way, the Democrats are still treating January 6th as a fucking Revolutionary War.
I know, it's so ridiculous.
It's wild,
so ridiculous. Yeah.
Tomorrow is going to be awesome.
Buck Angel. Yeah.
Buck Angel is on, and I will be here for that one. Monday. So this week's been weird. We had two Sunday. My son wins state championship on Saturday. On Sunday. We think he breaks his arm, where we need to have pins in it. It was that kind of a break. And today, from the high heavens above, we found out that it was simply a fracture, a mild fracture in the growth plate. And he's gonna be better very fast. I have my methods.
That's awesome.
I'm not sharing them with anybody, but I have my methods, and all we have is, so we don't even need a cast. They said if he can't guarantee he won't, do dumb stuff, we'll put him in a cast. I'm like, no. He knows the mission. He knows what he's supposed to do. So we're gonna avoid the cast, and he'll be back. So it's great news. Great news for us as a family. Great news that we don't have to spend.
So happy to hear it.
And my son doesn't need a meniscus repair either. We thought he tore his meniscus. Turns out that nope, it's just a contusion in the meniscus. So we literally had two kids in the doctors at the same time, getting different things looked at and MRIs. It was a wild, crazy day.
That's insane. But at least everything turned out well,
Oh, it was the greatest news we could have had. It was the best case scenario in both situations. And
absolutely.
Yeah, here he is. He's got his little brace on.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Chilling.
Looks like the Bionic Man.
Yeah, he's got his little brace, and he doesn't have to wear a cast. We're good. So got Buck Angel on tomorrow, and it's going to be a great one.
Our Rumble never connected, apparently. I don't know. But
fucking Rumble's stupid.
Just killing me.
Rumble is such a fucking trash platform. It is the worst fucking attempt at fucking creating competitive YouTube I've ever seen. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Do better. It's fucking trash.
Yep. But what is not trash?
Yes, good.
If you are looking to, if you are looking to manage your weight and you want to be able to control your hunger, go to theambrosiacollective.com right now. Use the code Evening Rants. You can get 10% off No Morbidity, Alchemy, and Ember, which is the Holy Trinity weight loss bundle. Or if you want something else, go over to tigerfitness.com and use the code MAHA for 10% off. And they sell every motherfucking thing there. Everything, including the Ambrosia shit. So please go to it. And we're about to have some lady come on and tell you all about it anyway. So we will be back tomorrow night. Mark, thank you very much, sir. We'll talk soon.
All right, guys.
Bye.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, No Morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.